It's Eric from Marshall Garden. I'm wanting to introduce Julian Rivera, who's going to explain how to take care of these olive trees here, like the one behind me, and he's going to tell us how to prune them, give us an in-depth tutorial on how to take care of them, and especially when maybe they've been abandoned for a few years. He also goes into how important it is to stay on top of pruning year after year. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial from Julian, who has a lot of expertise in the subject, and he'll go into it in an in-depth way. Here's Julian, who is going to explain how to prune the olive trees.
What are the basics of pruning an olive tree?
Trees will compete with other trees, with bushes, about reaching as much height as possible, and that's what you want in the forest, obviously. You want them to, you plant them close to each other, the trees. You want them to go straight up, to have straight wood, and with very little branches, so that you can later have a very good construction wood or furniture wood out of this tree, right? So when you plant a forest, or when you're working on a forest, you want those trees to go high, no branches, just on top, have big amount of wood to later harvest, to work with those trees, with the wood. But when you want fruits, when you want olives, which is fruit, you have to treat the tree in a completely different way. Everything that goes up is actually less productive. Something called, in Germany, it's called like a traffic jam, but a jam of juices from the tree. When the tree sap is inside the branch going up, and then it has to go down again, that's where they produce flowers. Traffic jam of tree sap in German. I don't know the English explanation in word. But everything that goes up there is just there to reach high and to collect sun energy, and won't be productive in that way. Less flower, less fruit. And if you leave it, just let it grow, those ones will dry up because they are not important for the tree. The tree thrives to go high and get as much space as possible. And so you have to be on top of this, and every year down again. That's why it's so much work. That's why you have to care and prune every year. And there's different kind of pruning. One is the pruning, the anti-aging pruning. You take out big pieces of wood to make lots of root power, because there's missing big pieces of wood. Roots have more power. There's more shooters coming, which is the fresh wood, which then in the second year produces more olives again. Then there's the just like fertility pruning, which is taking out little branches so that there's more light going in the ones you have, which are still productive, and they stay productive. And what we have to do here is some like reverse aging pruning. We want this tree to have a strong growth in young branches, which then in the second year give olive at all. So usually I work with a chainsaw when I'm working on like a field with like 80 trees, and I have to be fast, of course, but it's much more beautiful and peaceful to work with the machinery, with the hand tools, which is this one for all the branches easily to cut, which go high, and everything which is finer, obviously you cannot cut it with a saw, so you would cut it with the scissors. But we start and we take out everything that goes high. Can you see this one?
Yep.
It goes there where you want it to go for having a productive young wood. But this one here, I make a little cut so you can see it. This one here is going high, okay? And this one you want to cut. When you go far away, you see how high this one is going.
Yeah, you can see how it goes straight up. So we don't want that.
Yeah.
That one. So we're going to take it out.
Careful, it will fall in 3, 2, 1. Okay. And I tried to not damage this one at all. You see this little one? I tried to not damage it at all. I didn't touch it at all.
Because you like the growth.
Because this one will just grow and become like a booster. Cambium of this branch in the cambium, so much sap going up there, And now there's no more big branch, so everything goes here, and there will be new shooters. So we just continue like that. We open up all the the center of the tree, so sunlight will go inside, and everything that goes up like this will just disappear.
I've heard some people explain it as like an open wine cup. Have you heard that explanation before?
No, I never heard it. It's interesting because I wouldn't like it to be a wine cup, because in the middle, if it's empty and the sides go up like a wine cup, they should go more down.
So not so much like a wine cup?
Yeah, more like a like a martini.
A martini
glass.
A bit shorter. It doesn't go so high.
Not that steep.
Okay.
Carefully leave this little one to continue growing. This one for now I would leave it, because it's not one of these ones going straight up, but going a little bit over here, and we hope that this will grow more, and then maybe you take the higher part out, but this you will do it in the next year.
Okay.
So yeah, this little one, we'll just take it out because it's going straight up. So then when you see some very dry branches of these little branches going down, you also take it off, take it out. You take when you have this like a fork, you can see the forks, you can decide to take the higher one and take it out, and the lower one keep it, and hope that here on these thinner branches it will grow more and grow down, and then take this one off too. But as I'm seeing it, we are like those are almost touching.
Yeah,
so I would
these two trees are overlapping a bit.
I would do a little bit like a stronger cut and take all of this one out, and leave the thinner one. And by the way, this is not adaptable for any kind of fruit tree, for any kind of productive tree, because those big cuts, it can be like very harming for example, for cherry tree or apple tree, which are more sensitive to the pruning. Mm-hmm. But olive trees, they are so resistant against all kind of fungus, of virus, of bacteria, because of the wood, which is
the bark.
It's not the bark; it's the wood itself.
Oh, yes.
There's so much acid inside.
Oh yes. It's has lots of oils and
and especially this thing, which is also helping the oak to be so resistant against illness. And olive trees have this too, so you can cut out bigger wood pieces without damaging it too much. Anyway, if you want to do it really, really good on such a big cut, you would just you would cover it with an anti-fungi and anti-bacteria coating. You could put water and lime here, and when it dries, and lime is very, very effective, but it won't stay for long. But yeah, this one is like, it's too late.
But it would give it time to make its own
time
coating.
to close, for example. Yeah. Like when it's some time ago that it has been pruned the last time. There's lots of branches to take out, but you shouldn't take them out at once. So maybe at 1 year, one part, and the next year the next part.
So you shouldn't be too aggressive the first.
Not too aggressive, yeah. This one is going way too high.
Yeah, this is quite a large branch.
Huh?
Quite a large branch going straight up, right?
Yeah. And we take it here. Okay.
Wow.
I put it out like this.
I mean, with that branch there, it's quite a difference. They made a huge difference now, right?
Yeah, it's getting more like a cup, right? Yeah. It's the productive shape.
I think maybe it's the shape that we are more used to seeing.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. We're almost through this one because as these trees, they haven't been pruned in a while. They are not so productive on a very fertile soil. These parts down here, they would be so dense. It would be so green. Here's some example. This tree sometimes it's strange, but the trees standing on the edge of your growth tend to be more fertile.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe it's because here's this road.
Maybe the runoff from the road.
Maybe the runoff from the road, no competition around, no shade. It's very exposed to sunlight and has like more resources for itself. And this is an example of, this is how it will look everywhere after the pruning, after 1 year. It will become very green and dense. And this is when you take the scissors and you put some light inside those thick.
So you wouldn't take out this branch completely?
Not at all. This is what you want. This is so productive. There will be like rows and rows and like almost like pearl
like pearl necklace
of olives going here. Tap 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 tap. This will be beautiful.
So you just thin out the branches.
Yeah, when it's getting too thick and too dry, some of these will become dry. There's like one of these ones is getting dry. But this is what you do later. Now, as these trees, they just need this basic pruning of all the high shoots, bring them down, bring the energy to the sides. Then when this is getting thicker and denser, in the next year you lighten it a little bit with the scissors. Okay. So I'm happy with this one. Even though, next year I can give you the example here on this branch. For me, this is still too high and also too far away from the center. You would not let it grow like further and further and further and further until you have branches which are so far away that it also takes lots of energy to reach the outer branch where you would have the olives. So in the next year, when everything here grew, and also this little one, for example, I would take off all of this. You see? Until this height, I would take off everything so that it stays on this, reachable, accessible height. Because when doing olive oil, high quality olive oil, you want to reach the olives in a way that you can harvest them, of course. And this is not possible if it's going too high. Yeah. But this tree for now will like thrive.
Oh, that's great.
These ones, they just need to get some light and some energy, some tree sap.
So you've decided to take this one out?
It's just a dry one.
Just
imagine, I wouldn't cut all this one.
Yeah.
Just a dry, and the problem is when you don't have clean cuts and you have those dry hooks, they are called hooks. But this is an example of these hooks. They are like the entry point of diseases.
For disease, yeah.
Yeah. And it's better to have a clean cut because then the tree is able to close it.
Yeah.
The better you cut, the cleaner you cut, the easier the tree is able to close it with its, what's called?
Bark.
No, with the bark. With the bark, it's called. As an example, when looking at this tree, which has a completely different shape, it was much smaller. There wasn't so much branches which are already going to the side and tend to go down to have the productive fruit branches. They tend to go just from the middle up. So this one won't lead nowhere. So I would take this out. And then, for example, this one is already, as you see from all of these, this one, for some reason, the tree decided the tree preferred this branch, they most likely grew all at the same time, okay? And this one was the branch which had the highest top blossom, and the top blossom is giving information to the tree. I'm the highest one from these ones, give me more energy. And then tree prefers this one is growing, especially as we have this big hole here. So I would leave this one filling up this hole. And yep, there's lots of little branches going high, straight up. Those ones, you have to take them out. Here you take those which are going straight up and leave the ones which are going to the side. Yeah, and that's just the beginning. We have this very, very strong fella chopping the shoots off, and the important thing is that you don't cut it. Actually, you give it a hit and it just rips off at the very bottom, and then the next shoot won't grow there because it's like it just ripped off the whole base of the shoot. It like rips off. This is not a problem. The bark will easily grow over this. And what you don't want is these ones here, because then on this, do you see it? On this little piece which is left, they tend to grow here and there, and then you are cutting off one of those shoots, and there's growing 2 to 3 new ones on the base. So this is better. This lasts for longer. This lasts for longer because you have to do it once or twice a year anyway. And if you do it on the wrong way, you have to do it like 3 to 4 times a year because they grow so strong.
There we are. Julian has explained how to prune these olive trees in an in-depth way. I've done a lot of my own work now. I couldn't have done it without him. Now I feel confident on how to prune these majestic trees, which are a legacy here in Spain and all over the Mediterranean. I hope that this kind of information is useful to those who are starting their own endeavor with olive trees. And if so, please like, subscribe, keep posted for updates on more ecological and regenerative projects around Spain. As I said in my previous video, I will be documenting these projects all over Spain, starting out here with the Valencian community. I really want to share the energy around the movement that is going on here, and I think Europe is ready for a change. The EU is holding up landmark movements towards a green transition, not only in the energy sector, but also in agriculture. It's a bit slower than I know a lot of people would like to see, but I think it's coming. You can feel it in the air, and there will be lots of ecological and regenerative projects popping up over the next 3 to 10 years here in Spain. I really would like to share this journey with everyone and see how everybody around the world is approaching this climate crisis that we're living through. It's going to be years of action by people all around the world. There will be such low rates of unemployment because the amount of work that there is to do on the land, in technology, all around the world is just outstanding. We have so many things to do to regenerate the damage that we've done. And we're finally, I think, starting to wake up. We just need more money moving into these sectors. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, and keep posted for updates. I'm a small channel, I'm just getting started out. And if you would like to support me in any way, let me know in the comments and I will make that possible. Thanks a lot.